6 questions and we'll see how many we get through. The first one is, as someone with autism alongside a VI, are there any panelists aware of resources or advice of those with autism, as well as a VI who are considering going into teaching?
I don't, but when you start teaching, you'll join a teaching union, which is just a standard thing, like all jobs have unions. And all the unions have got their own sub-disability sets. So there'll be people in your union who have autism, hopefully who have autism and VI, and will be more knowledgeable to direct you. So you'll join, I've got a feeling unions are still, it's either free or £1 in your, back when I was an NQT and NQT, so they're super cheap, but they've got their own disability sections and they will have like every umbrella under the sun of like LGBTQ or disability or whatever you identify with, and they'll be really knowledgeable on it. So it might be worth reaching out to some of the main ones. So NEU, and then the letter N, the letter E, and the letter U is a massive one. So they'll have loads of stuff on their website.
Thank you, Josh.
Next question. How do you deal with expectations from mentors or managers about how things should be done? How do you communicate to them that you need to do things differently? This is from Connor, and he says he has his first teaching job in September, and the company he's going to be teaching with are already apprehensive about hiring him, and he wants to be better able to tell them how he's going to work in the classroom without coming across as incapable.
Okay, Daniel here. I can chime in with this as somebody that had some challenges on my second placement with similar rationale, if that's all right. The biggest thing I can say is to be transparent about about what you need, I should say, but also, prove your worth every day. If, I think Connor mentioned you're starting sort of a new teaching job. So if you have done, your PGC or what have you, and you have any sort of experience to point to, that can be a big help. But if you don't, it's just about getting over that threshold and really, proving that, you are the right hire and, here's what I need to be successful. And, either they will put it in place or they won't. If they won't, that's a different discussion. But it's very much about, educating people as you go, because most people I find are genuinely, interested to learn how they can best support you. But it's also about, proving it day to day as well, I think is a big thing. I'm not sure if any of the other panelists have any thoughts on that. That's just my 2 cents worth. Somebody who's seen both sides. I've seen, supports that work really well and people who are very proactive. And I've also seen people that you kind of have to educate as you go, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Daniel. That's really great advice. Thank you.
I'd say it's going back to the point I made earlier about being your own best advocate. Yeah, identifying problems is fine as long as you come with them with some sort of solution, or are open about having a conversation and relying on experience of others to find solutions. I think, and it's okay to not necessarily have all the answers. You're going to come across things as you go. I don't know, Connor, your specific setting, if it's primary or secondary, but there'll be occasions where you'll come across things for the first time, or you've got to take the class to a different lesson or a school trip or whatever it is. And you're not going to know the answers until you've experienced those things. And it's absolutely okay for you to articulate that to whomever is your mentor or responsible for your progress. And like Daniel said, it's up to them to be open-minded and supportive or not. And that's that. Let's see how it goes, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be sweet.
I'll just chime in really, really quickly as someone I'm literally just finishing off my ECT 2. So as someone who has had a mentor this current year and last 2 years, they are your mentor. They are there to help you. If they are not being your mentor to help you, you need to go higher up and advocate for yourself. And someone higher up will help solve that problem for you. Obviously, they're going to help you with the teaching strategies and solutions. I've found that actually, when you talk about what you're having a struggle with, 9 times out of 10, the experienced teachers can think of a different way to do something anyway. So rely on these experienced teachers, and then you adapt that to your own VI. It's just my 2 cents to add to what everyone else has said, really.
Lovely, thank you. Yeah, some really good tips there. And drawing from your colleagues' experiences as well. That's really interesting.